My name is DanNolte and I am currently a student at ThielCollege taking a course entitled Integrated Instruction Systems. I'll be teaching a standard-based lesson in 9th grade civics and government based on the PA academic standards and integrating technology into my lesson. I hope you enjoy watching this video sample of my teaching.
Okay. Good morning, class.
Good morning.
All right, before we start talking about today's lesson, I'd like to go over a few things, but today we're going to talk about checks and balances and the three branches of the U.S. government. All right, at your seat, you guys each have a clicker. I want you guys to answer these questions for me to recall some of the information we covered in prior classes. First question, during the Revolutionary War, what kind of leader were the American colonists opposing? A, B, or C? A being prince, B, president, or C, king? And all right, good job. Everyone got it right. Answer 3 was king. Yes, they're opposing the king of the modern enemy. All right, checks and balances. This is, if you guys have your notebooks, you want to write this down, and we will explain this a little bit later here too as well. Checks and balances. In this system, no branch is dominant over another. Where one can act, another can counteract, thus establishing a system of checks and balances. That's our definition. Why would our forefathers want such a system? This is another one. Any of you guys? Yes, Elliot.
Well, we fought the Revolutionary War because we didn't believe in the lack of representation in the British government at the time. So we want to make sure that no part of the government is going to become like that monarchy that we fought against.
Very good. Very good. Elliot explained that very well. And one thing I want to point out is we did not want, and basically to summarize what he just said, we did not want to create a government where a tyrant would come into power or possibly have too much power, but also one that the people still had their vote and representation. All right, in front of you at your tables, you each have an adjunct display of this, a very similar diagram to this one here. What can the president do to alter the Supreme Court? It's one of his privileges. Yes, I do.
You can appoint the judge.
He can appoint a judge, this is correct. He can appoint a judge. All right, I have a scenario for you. I know you guys watch the late night shows. You'll get this reference here. Congress wants to pass a new law making it legal to post mean tweets about celebrities on the internet. How can checks and balances come into play in this scenario? What can the other branches do about it? All right, so let's just apply what we just learned. We wrote down on our piece of paper. You guys can reference the adjunct display if you'd like. How does checks and balances come into play with this?
They could, the Supreme Court could label it unconstitutional because of free speech.
Correct. That's a very good specific example of the freedom of speech, First Amendment. Very good. Clickers again. This is to review what we learned today. This will tell me, how much you guys have retained in today's lesson. So, first question: which branch of government was supposed to have way more power than the others? And all right, everyone's in. All right. We have answer 4, which is correct. None of the above. None of them were supposed to have way more power than the others. They were supposed to be balanced in some way. Okay, hence checks and balances. This is interesting. We have an answer C here for executive. I can understand, of course, by today why you think that, because the executive branch has grown, has progressively gotten larger as the presidents have gone by. But it's not meant to be that way, and they technically really aren't more powerful than the other ones. All right, for the end of class here, before you leave, first your homework is read chapter covering the executive branch for our next class. So we're going to get into each branch specifically and their powers. But before you leave, I'd like you to pull out a piece of notebook paper and pencil. I'd like you to write, in your own words, the definition of checks and balances, and why it is important. Now remember, this is in your own words, so don't Google